I've always felt, I wouldn't say different, just odd, like there's something wrong with me. And I just couldn't fit in no matter how hard I tried to fit into this jigsaw of life, if you want to call it that. And it wasn't until I became a dad in 2024 when my whole life kinda fell apart and also at the same time made a lot of sense. This is my journey so far, and I hope it may help some of you walking on a similar path. My name's Joe Henson. Some of you may know me as Indie Game Joe. I'm the guy who has probably shown up on your social feeds sharing indie games. And in 2024, I finally got some answers that I've been waiting my whole life for. And just to pre-warn you guys, this is probably going to be a long video. I've never done anything like this before, so please bear with me. I'm probably going to get mixed up and muddled up, and I may repeat myself. And yeah, what I hope you can take from this video after watching it is I hope somebody can at least feel that little bit less alone. So yeah, in 2024, I got diagnosed with ADHD. And that was something I've struggled with my whole life. I got tested for it many, many times as a child. School was absolute hell for me. I struggled so much in it. I was put in the special needs classes. That's what it was called back then. I always had an assistant teacher in every class. And, I had so many times I'd go to the doctors or people would come to my house, and I don't want to say test because it sounds weird but there was lots of like things done to try and like figure out like, okay, why is Joe struggling so much? And it was always, it's there, but it's borderline. It's yes, but we can't really say yes. And I don't understand why, other than I know there was a lot of misdiagnosed or undiagnosed kids back in the sort of 90s that clearly had ADHD, but we just didn't have maybe the education, or I don't know if you say technology, to fully understand it. But nonetheless, I got diagnosed with it, and everything in my life kind of just fell apart when I got told that, and also made sense because I've gone all my life wearing this mask, like different personalities, being somebody different. I've never known who my true self is because with ADHD, you do a lot of masking. It's almost like the survival mechanics you do to fitting in certain environments or around people. And it was this probably identity crisis that I was just constantly gone through all my life. And school, like I say, that was hell. That was absolute hell for me. Struggled so much. And most of my life, I was just told I was stupid by bullies, even by teachers. I was literally told I was stupid. And I wasn't a naughty kid, right? Like, I tried so hard. Like, I really did. It is embarrassing when you genuinely try in education, especially in school, and teachers think you're messing about or asking a silly question, but in your head like, no, this is just me, and it's like you're being penalized for being you, if you see what I mean. So I'm losing train of thought now, to be honest. But when I was told about the ADHD in 2024, this was at a time where that's at a point in my life where I'm living the dream. Okay, like I have the dream job. I make video games for a living, market video games for a living. I've got an amazing wife, a beautiful little boy, and that's just reminded me. Yeah, sorry guys, it's really hard for me to formulate all this. I cannot write it down and follow it as a script because it just won't work. So I'm getting mixed up, but I hope it's all making sense. But going back to 2024, when the reason what pushed me into the diagnosis, this is important, was when I became a dad, I was struggling like so much. And I know being a parent is hard for anyone. I know that. And I knew being a dad was going to be hard going in. But this was like a different type of difficulty for me. Man, it's getting me emotional. Stop it. Sorry, guys. I'm getting annoyed at myself because I'm getting all mixed up with what I'm saying. And come on. It's hard to talk about. So, it's okay. So, it was a really hard time, and I couldn't really be a support. I couldn't give my wife the support that she needed. I couldn't give myself the support that I needed because I didn't really, I didn't understand what was going on. And it was getting worse and worse, this feeling of hopelessness and just this feeling of being absolutely alone. And it was affecting my marriage, it was affecting everything. And that came with a profound sense of guilt because I was like also feeling, I've gotten everything in my life, like the dream house, we've got the debt is paid off, the dream job. I think I mentioned all that before. I shouldn't be feeling like this. And that's what I felt like. And I also had a sense of like, knowing there's something there. I talked about the ADHD with my wife and we kind of sort of knew but never pursued it, especially like, when you have a baby, it's rightfully so all about your kid. And losing my thought again. It's completely gone. Sorry, guys. Oh man, this is hard. It'll come back to me. This is part of the ADHD, what I've struggled with. It's not just forgetfulness, it's like anxiety, it's panic, it's mental blocks. And with while I'm saying this, one of the things with ADHD that's very hurtful is when people think you're not listening to them. We are listening. It's just we're struggling to hear what you're saying. Maybe but we're not doing it on purpose, and it's very hurtful when people are like, you don't never listen. It's like, no, we are. Excuse me, guys. Right. So, the amount of times I was thinking about how to do this video, and I think I've put it off for so long because I knew this would happen, and I think, is it just going to not be good? But I guess I just need to show my raw self. So it is what it is. I'm sorry if it's not professional or if it's not like, how you're usually used to these types of podcast things or whatever. But I felt all these feelings when I became a dad, and this is it. And I finally knew I had to do something because I was really scared and shamed of letting my son down, being a failure of a dad. And I didn't want to have this sort of generational trauma where I'm going to mess up my kid, That really, really worried me. So I knew I had to get tested for something that I'd lived with my whole life, but at the time didn't have the language to articulate, what I was feeling. So with the support of my wife, I went private to get tested. And it was the results. It was a long sort of test, many things to do, and the results were like the highest score um, I've ever gotten in my whole life. And it was the full blown ADHD. There was traits of autism, uh, depression, childhood trauma, a thing called rejection sensitivity dysphoria, which makes so much sense. And when I first got diagnosed with all this, it didn't hit me straight away. I thought, oh, well, I kind of knew. At least I know it now. And then it wasn't until weeks after I was a complete mess. Like, I was a mess. There's this massive hole of grief where you like are grieving for, almost like for the little boy inside me, what he went through. And you're grieving for the past that you wish you kind of didn't have, and for the future, that how hard it's going to be to work towards. And it's lots of things. You feel like you've lived your whole life a lie. And I've gone to therapy, guys, for 10 years, just by the way, and I consistently to get sort of through things, because I really feel like I've never really, and I never really feel like I've really lived my life. I feel like I've survived. And yeah, going back to 2024, no, going back to 4 months ago, sorry. 4 months ago, sorry if there's any snot, guys, I can't do anything about it. Going back to 4 months ago, also, I used to have tics when I was younger. We called it tics. I found out it's actually called stimming. It's really bad when I'm around people or talking. I can control it. It's more inside my head. But when I'm on my own, walking like my dog Teddy, it's bad. But it's when I get a little bit emotional or on the medication for ADHD, it does bring out sort of the autism or the stimming more. So I'm probably going to have to start doing that soon, because I can feel that I need to really... So you'll know when I'm doing it, but just to preempt you guys, I've forgotten what I'm saying again now. Going back to, there we go, 4 months ago. That was obviously after I'd had the diagnosis and everything. I got to a point where there wasn't much for me to do with, the work with my friends. We're in sort of pre-production with a lot of our games. And I was literally sat in the office here and I was feeling so low again, a massive dip. And I was like, I was so frustrated, because I'm like, I know like there's so much I want to do, but I don't know how to do it, express it. Like, I guess I was looking for dopamine, right? Because that's what a lot of us with ADHD are missing. It's dopamine. And I was like, I know I can do something. What can I do? I can't just sit here like rotting away. So I had this idea where I was like, I'm good at marketing video games. I'd love to do it. I'd love to help people. Why don't I start just sharing indie games for free? Because I don't need to charge for it. I'm in a fortunate position. I can just do it to help. And again, I love to help. It's like a win-win situation. I get to get dopamine from sharing indie games, and then if it kicks off and the indie dev gets a lot of wish lists, it makes me feel great, because it makes me happy knowing I've made someone else happy. So it's a lot of dopamine. So you could say I'm getting paid in dopamine. And I just started doing that. I literally started sharing indie games, and I'm very good at editing trailers, knowing how to write. I'm very good at getting the best out of like indie games in terms of like, okay, I feel like the trailer and the pacing should be edited this way. This is how I'm going to write the copy. so on, so on. And that's what I kept doing. And it just, I didn't really plan on it kicking off like it has, but it's absolutely kicked off in the Indie Game Joe brand, I suppose, if we're going to call it that. It's really kicked off. It's gone absolutely massive. And it's crazy. Like, but it's such an amazing feeling. I think I've posted over 200 indie games in 4 months now. We've got a massive community, and of course with that comes a lot of compliments, and I cannot take compliments from people. I just don't believe it. People. I've had so many publishers reach out. Jeff Keighley has reached out saying he loves my content, and so many other nice, wonderful people have reached out. And it's always hard for me because even now I'm still like, I don't believe it. I don't deserve this, and I'm not, guys. Also, like, I don't charge for posts. I think I said that earlier. I don't charge a penny for it. The reason is I don't make a living from my consultancy. I have a website, yes, but that was more of a portfolio confidence thing because I have imposter syndrome, like, massively. And that was more, I just wanted something there to like make me confident, have like a little bit of a portfolio. And I do consultancy sometimes paid for work, but a lot of the times I do it for free and I don't make a thing about it. Sometimes I'll charge for it if it's much more extensive work, or if it's a much bigger sort of more of a bigger game. But it's very rare I'll do it. I don't have the time because but the bulk of my living is from the games that I make with my friends at Digital Cyber Cherries. I hope I mentioned them. I can't remember if I mentioned that part. And also my own game. So just again to mention that. So let me briefly go through this again. Like, my main source of income is from making games with my best friends, Digital Cyber Cherries. We made New Retro Arcade Neon, Hypercharge Unboxed. We were the original developers on a zombie game called Contagion. And I also in 2023, I wanted to test my own sort of skills and give like myself a challenge where I led the design, everything, the concept of my own video game called Don't Scream. I paid a very talented friend to do the technical side while I led everything, the marketing. I funded it and everything, and that went amazing. It was life changing. And we're also developing a game called Paranormal Tales, Digital Cyber Cherries. So that's where I make my source of income from. The reason I'm saying this is because in the past, lots of people are saying, "Oh, does he charge for posts?" I'm like, "No, I don't." And like, if I did, I'd admit it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. There's so many content creators who charge for posts. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I don't want to do that. If I'm in a position to help, I have a lot of empathy. Like, and if I can help indies, I will, because I know what it's like to be in a position where sometimes all it takes is just a little spotlight and it can change the whole trajectory of your game or development. So, yeah, and since doing all this, it has been amazing, guys. It might sound pathetic, but since doing this new venture with Indie Game Joe, it has really sort of given me more of a purpose in terms of my job now. I think I've realised, like, maybe this is a bit of a calling for me where, maybe me, maybe if I don't feel strong enough to like help myself at the moment, maybe I can give some of that strength to you guys and help you guys, because that makes me happy while I'm working on myself. And it's been absolutely, crazy these past few months. We've got such, again, this community on Discord and just everywhere. It's where I want to take Indie Game Joe is I really want it to be this place for gamers and game devs where we can all just get together, we can talk, keep each other company, encourage each other to do our best work. And I just want to be able to grow Indie Game Joe into this advocate for indie games and make meaningful change, whether that's marketing advice, tips, blogs, or driving thousands of wish lists. All of it matters. So I had something else I was going to say, but I can't actually remember what that was. And I also hope this is recording and the mic isn't muted. But that's basically, yeah, why I am doing this venture with Indie Game Joe. It was to give me goals and purposes when I wake up, and it has been. I love looking for cool indie games. I love sharing them. I love talking to you guys. So, yeah, there was something else I was going to say, and I cannot remember what it was, but that was it. Yeah, like with the purpose thing. I also, with Indie Game Joe, maybe this is my calling where I feel like there's more to it as well. Where when I recently did an AMA on Reddit as well, which got a lot of attention. It's similar to this, but in written form. And the amount of people who reached out to me who have got going, it was very emotional for me, like who were going through, going through similar things and thanking me for being so open about it. It was just very sad. It was very nice to know I'm not the only one, but it was very sad to know there's so many other people going through similar things and thoughts where they're not, they don't want to talk about it publicly. And if I can be the person who can do that, maybe you're not feeling brave enough because you are brave, but maybe you're not feeling brave enough. If I can be brave for you guys and create a platform about ADHD and mental health within the gaming industry, that's what I really want to start pushing to with Indie Game Joe, because I can't tell you guys, like, it's been so hard, like, it's been so hard, just like living my whole life thinking that I'm stupid and that there's something wrong with me. Because when you're told something so much, when you're told you are something every day, you believe it. And I just don't know how I don't know how I've got to this point in life, to be honest with you. Like, I couldn't have done it without my wife, that's what I know. But I just really feel like I don't deserve to have, you know, I don't deserve to have paid off my house and buy my dream family car. And my wife doesn't work. She's full time with our son because of my job and what I do, and I just feel like you don't deserve this. And I'm not saying any of this in a bragging way. I'm not a rich sort of guy. I used to be. I've not even told you guys this. That's what I forgot to say. I used to be a painter and decorator for 10 years. I left school at 15, went straight to the family and painting decorating business, and I've got a very good perspective and sort of comparison of what money means, because there's only so much money you can earn with your own two hands. So I'm very appreciative of hard work and getting your hands in the gutters, so to speak. So I don't know why I'm saying that, if any of this makes sense, but it's I can't even remember what I was saying. The stimming. Sorry, guys. I'm losing train of thought constantly, but I guess while I'm here, I want to say that I've spent feeling this down. I do get pick me up moments where I'm like, I do deserve this. You got to keep going, Joe. It's just I'm trying to be honest and open about. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to be honest and open about why I'm feeling like this, and I don't want to sugarcoat. Like, we've had games. Hypercharge and Box went to number 2, the top seller on Steam. Number 2 top seller on Xbox. We've sold a lot of copies. We've had a lot of great success, and I guess I don't want to, like. You can have a lot of success in life, and you can still be very unhappy. And for me, like, going from a painter and decorator to then doing this, it was such a big change, and I struggled with that change a hell of a lot. It's what I can say is, for me personally, like, money doesn't make you happier. It relieves stress in many ways, but it certainly doesn't inherently make you happier, guys. At least in my experience, it's not made me happier. And again, I'm not some millionaire or anything like that. I just mean, relatively speaking, what I earn now is so much more back compared to when I was a decorator. And you've got to look after your mental health, guys. You really have to. It's one of those things, I think, with ADHD and depression where, sometimes people say with ADHD, and I know they mean well by it, but they'll say it's a superpower, it's a special power, and I'm like, mother, it's a superpower. Well, I tell you what then, Batman, here's my ADHD. Because I tell you what, guys, Gotham is absolutely fucked. Can you imagine if Robin gets kidnapped and Batman's got ADHD? He's going to run out. Batmobile, where's the keys to the Batmobile? Like, like you get what I mean. So it's ADHD is obviously more than forgetfulness, but it's. I've spent my whole life thinking that I need to be somebody, chasing like this someone. And what I'll say, guys, is that if you're going through similar things, feeling like you're not worthy or you're unlovable, like, I just want to say you are a somebody to someone somewhere. And often we can search for this validation somewhere else. And, the biggest validation is often right here. It's yourself. Like, you are good enough. And I'm coming to realise, like, why I get a lot of these nice comments or people saying nice things about me. I'm getting emotional. I'm finally coming around to the fact that, maybe I don't have a personality flaw. Maybe I am. Maybe me is good enough. Maybe I don't need to put on this mask. Maybe people actually love me for me. And I'm so tired of crying. You just gotta, like, the thing is, guys, as well, if you're going through something like this, and I mean this nicely, you can have all the support in the world, but nobody is going to get you out of that hole but yourself. And you've got to climb. You have to climb. People will reach in and maybe help, but ultimately, no one's going to get in that dark hole with you because it's yours. You own it, and you've got to climb. And sometimes you have to dig. You have to dig so deep so that when you look up, you realize how low you are. But then you also realize, look how high I can get. Look how far I can climb. So you can do it, guys. Look, if I can do it, if I'm doing it, and bear in mind, guys, I've got no, like, qualifications, GCSEs. I got U's in maths. Like, I make jokes like I got W's like for W. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't maths. I'm terrible at, like, at these things. But if you are just yourself and yourself is good enough and you're passionate and you really try and follow your dream, whatever that is, you can make it. But you've got to, like, realize without hard work, nothing grows but weeds, and you've got to climb, and it's not going to be smooth sailing all the time. That's what I've realized. So I want this to be and I want to end this on a positive note. That, again, if anyone's going through anything similar, I'm a 34-year-old man. I'm crying on camera right now. I'm really exposing myself here to the successes, to the highs and the lows. And if you can't have a voice yet, I hope I can be a voice for you. And speak to a friend about something you're going through, a family member, or write it down. But don't suppress it, guys, because that is emotional weight that you're holding, and you may think you can hold it forever, but you can't. It gets too heavy. It's not that it gets too heavy, it's that you may just not become strong enough in that sense, and that's fine. Like, you've got to know, like, your limits with this, and if I'm making it, and I'm pretty sure I will, you can too. So also be realistic about your goals. You can't, people say, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, but I kind of disagree with that. I like to say it's just it's none of that. It's simply an experience that you get to experience at your own pace. And just really think about that. Like, you've got to go for the right experiences, is what I'm trying to say. I can keep being upset about my ADHD, right? Like, I can keep being annoyed at the misdiagnosis, or I can grieve. And it's good to grieve, it's part of it, but there comes a time where you really have to be like, right, this has happened, and I have to accept it. And it's about, how do we move forward? How do we create strategies to make the best life possible? Because all we all want in life is just to be happy. I think everyone wants that, and we all deserve to be happy. So yeah, I actually don't know what I've talked about, guys, if I'm honest. I probably not even said what I've meant to say. I don't know how long this video is, but this is Indie Game Joe. Okay, this is the raw Indie Game Joe. I'm just a guy who's been on a bit of a journey. I have full-blown ADHD. I'm learning to be a dad, a good husband, and I'm trying to make sense of what my calling is now. And I really I love indie games. I love you guys. And I want to help, shine light on indie games and create a platform as well for the mental health side of things, because again, I really believe it's still like not talked about enough, and what I'm realizing. And if that means I'm going to get teased for crying or being open about this, I really don't care, because I know it will help a lot of people out there. So I can take that. I'm not wearing the mask anymore, guys. Like, this is me. So I don't think there's anything else I can say. This is Indie Game Joe. Thank you all for watching the first premiere of my channel. The next videos will be more related to interviews with other developers, podcasts. I really want to make really informative videos, so they're not always going to be like this. This was just more an intro into Indie Game Joe, into me. So yeah, I look very forward to it, guys. And I am doing okay, guys. Like, don't go away thinking like, I am doing much better. I was just, you can imagine the place I was in being like this. It's just, I am doing much better. Like, doing this new venture is just been marvelous for my mental health. So yeah, take care, guys, and I will speak to you all soon. Thank you so much for watching.